Hi everyone, I wanted to share my favorite cream blushes that I've been reaching for lately. Some are new, some are old. These are really great for summer and also going into autumn. I know we still have a ways, but I think some of the colors I'm about to talk about could definitely be interchangeable. I'm going to start out with the new products. So I just received these. They're the Rhode blushes. I purchased these. These are the new shades. So I got the shades Sun Soak and Tan Line. Okay, they're very small, so I just had to look at that. I'm going to swatch these so you can see first, and then I'll put them on my cheeks. But this is Sun Soak, and this is Tan Line. So this looks a little like orangey terracotta, and this looks like a warm pink. So I'm going to apply them on my cheek, and then I'm going to put them with bronzer, just because that's how I would normally wear it. Let me just put some lip product on. So the cool thing about Rhode blushes that I've found is you can just apply them directly to the cheeks, and I don't feel like there's any issue with that. Whereas some, like I like to go into the applicator first and then apply it from there. But with these seem to blend nicely if you just go straight on your face. So this is very similar to Charlotte Tilbury Cherry Glow and then Refi in Rust. This is a little bit brighter than Rust, which I will share that in a second. And I did feature it in one of my older videos, but yeah, this is what Sun Soak looks like. I thought this is going to be a lot more terracotta, but it's pulling red on me, which I don't hate. I think it's nice. Just not what I was expecting. So let's go in with Tan Line over here. This is more of like a warm pink, sort of mauve-y tone. So let's just see what this looks like. And I love the way that they blend in. Rhode blushes are really easy to blend in. There's no fragrance or anything like that. So I really love that about the Rhode blushes. They're also great for travel because they're in like these little compact containers. Okay, so we have Sun Soak and Tan Line. I feel like Tan Line is very natural. It kind of blends in more with my skin. And then this one's more vibrant. Let's see what this looks like with like a bronzer. So I'm just going to use my Sarah Creole bronzer in the shade 2. Just to see, because I feel like I wouldn't normally just wear blush, you know? So I want to get like a real interpretation of what this would look like with like a whole look here. Usually I would put the bronzer on first, but for the sake of the video, I'm just putting it over. So yeah, I feel like combined with the bronzer, it's just a little bit more seamless looking. And I'm just going to apply it over here as well. I think for this shade, I would probably go with like a cooler tone bronzer. This is more of like a neutral, kind of warm leaning. But I think it actually works. So that's with the bronzer. I think this shade of bronzer goes better with Sun Soak. But now I just want to combine them, you know, put a little bit of Tan Line over here and a little bit of Sun Soak over here, just to even out the look. So just going to see what these look like combined. I bought this as a set. It came both of these together. I think you save like $1 when you do it that way. So I was like, all right, because I was going to get them both anyway. And I saw if you got it in a bundle, it's $1 less. So I saved $1. I'm just going to blend in these lines with my foundation brush. But yeah, they're just like really easy to use, and I just love the formula. I don't really love like the hype sometimes around the brand, but I do enjoy this product. I actually really like those combined. I think if I were to wear Sun Soak, I would wear it combined with Tan Line. tan line I feel like I would just wear on its own because it's so natural. Yeah, I really like the finish. I feel like they dry down super nice. There's not like a super emollient feel to them. Your hair is not going to stick to it. So yeah, I really like this. I love Toasted Teddy. This is what Toasted Teddy looks like. That's probably my favorite one. Now I'm just going to share some other favorite cream blushes that I've been reaching for and that I really like. I do have videos on these, so if you go back to several videos, you will find these being applied. But I'm going to talk about the Refi cream blush in the shade Rust. I just reviewed this, I think, in my last video, but I just absolutely love this shade, the formula. I have 3 other Refi blushes. They're very affordable. The formula is nice, and I like the colors. My other favorite color is Malaya, but this is what Rust looks like blended out. So it is a little orangey, so just kind of be aware of that. But it does have like that terracotta kind of finish to it. I really love it. It looks less orange on, and if you pair it with like a neutral to warm bronzer, it looks really nice. So that's Malaya. But yeah, this formula is 10 out of 10. Moving on. This one is from House Labs. It's called Glossy Cinnamon, and it's the Color Fuse Glassy Blush Balm. This I kind of use as like a bronzer. It's just the perfect shade for me. I absolutely love this shade. This is probably, out of all these, this is going to be the most used because it kind of acts as like that bronzer blush for me. And I will use it with my Sarah Creole bronzer in shade 2. I just feel like they go really, really well together. And this is a tried and true OG favorite, MAC True Harmony Glow Play Cushiony Blush. You cannot go wrong with this. The shade and the formula are just amazing, especially for summer. These are great. This is True Harmony right here. It's just such a natural, it works with any makeup look. I don't have to think about it. I just know that it will look good. I love the formula. It kind of starts out as like a cream and then it is like powder when you blend it in. And these are not talked about enough, I don't think. I did a short on this, so you can find that on my channel. These are the Sochi cream blushes, and I have the shade Speak Easy, which is this one. And I'll show you a swatch of that. These are very similar to the MAC Glow Play blushes that I just showed you. However, these are a little bit lighter, more satiny feeling, but very, very similar to the MAC Glow Play. So that's Speak Easy, such a beautiful shade. And then I have another shade. This is Copper Spice. This is amazing for summer or fall. So that's Copper Spice. Yeah, but I was like taken aback by how nice this formula was. Very underrated. Like I don't really hear people talk about it, but they are really, really nice formulas. I think if they expanded the colors, that would be amazing. And then I have 2 more. These are nice, but I don't reach for them as much as the others that I just talked about. This is the Dior cream blush, and this is in the shade Toffee. Just love how natural it is. And this is similar to like the True Harmony shade from MAC because you don't really have to think about it because it's so light that it will just kind of go with most makeup looks. It is a little bit more on the warm side, like it's a little bit peachier, but it's just a beautiful formula. It's a beautiful shade, and there is a little bit of a smell to it. It's not too bad though. And then last but not least, these are the Charlotte Tilbury Healthy Glow blush. This is in the shade Peachy Glow, and then I have Cherry Glow, which I love Cherry Glow. I think it's very unique. I did a whole video on these, so check that out. But that's Cherry Glow and that's Peachy Glow. These are all very similar. These Charlotte Tilbury ones and the Dior are a little bit more emollient. The Sochi ones and the MAC Glow Play are very similar in that they're like satin, kind of like cream to powder. And then the Rhode, I would say they're a cream, but they have a nice dry down to them. They still feel like a little tacky. And then the Refi blushes, I think, are really, really nice. The shades, they might lean a little orange, but I think the shade Malaya would look good on a lot of skin tones because it's like really neutral. And that wraps it up. Those are my favorite cream blushes that I've been currently using in summer, and I will use some of these in autumn as well. I mean, any makeup can be used any time of year, but when I think of autumn, I think of like that terracotta, and I feel like I'm already like in that mindset. Maybe because it's really hot here and I'm just like craving that coziness of autumn, but I'm definitely not taking for granted the summer days. So, you know, it's a catch-22, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these blushes, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.